This is update number 22 on my N-scale layout, and my reasons for not getting much done this week are A, it's been pretty nice here, so I've been taking longer walks in the morning. Uh, Number two, I've been doing some preparatory work to getting my garden ready so that I can plant some tomato seeds in a week or so. And C, when you're tearing up something and rebuilding it, only half the work actually shows in the end, so you've actually done twice as much work as you show. But anyway, I'll go around here real quick and show you what little I have got done this week. Uh, you can see at the newspaper building in that other store, I got the sidewalk installed there. I don't think that was in there before. And also, on this curve, I had a slight kink in the track, which I couldn't see by eye, but some of my cars were derailing there, so I moved the track just about a 32nd or a 16th of an inch, and that seems to have eased that problem. Other than that, I'm still working on some of the sidewalks. You can see I've got some more sidewalks done there. I've got some more to go, and I'm still working on the sidewalks here and down here as well. Other than that, I'll show you what I've done. You can see here that I've added about 1.5 inches onto the end of the layout. I didn't go across the whole layout because eventually I hope to connect that siding there to the storage yard that's over my dryer, and that will give me a lot more place to store trains. But anyway, this didn't absolutely solve all my problems, but it eased them quite a bit. What I found, and I did some rough calculations, was that my previous radius was probably between an 8.5 and a 9-inch radius, and normally 9's about the smallest they recommend for a N-scale layout. And now, as you can see, when I move the track out, it's probably closer to about 11 inches, which makes a big difference. And as you can see, I still need to do some work on finishing the road, and I'm probably just going to leave that old roadbed there because that's what a real railroad would do, and just cover it up and put some landscaping over it. And I've also spent some time trying to determine which cars and locomotives will run together. And this locomotive, this Dash 8 that you see here running, I have 2 of them, and they're probably about the longest locomotive that I would run. And most of my cars will run behind it. Some of my short tank cars will derail when they're directly behind the locomotive. But normally, for safety's sake, a railroad would try to run at least one boxcar between the locomotive and the tank car, so that won't be a problem. And I did have some of the shorty covered hoppers that would not run behind the locomotive, and I discovered that they were all Atlas cars, and that kind of surprised me because Atlas makes good cars. And you see the yellow car, that's the second car in line there behind the locomotive. That is one of the Atlas cars, and I was able to get it to run by swapping out the trucks. However, I do have 2 other Atlas cars that no matter what I did, I could not keep them from derailing right about at the point just before the railroad crosses the highway. So anyway, I found a couple more other cars that run fine, so I have about 10 cars that to service the cement plant, and that's more than enough. So the other 2 cars that won't run are just going to go in my box to get sold to somebody at a train show that hopefully has a layout with bigger curves. Other than that, I will be working next week on finishing up some of these repairs, and hopefully it'll be looking a little more complete by next week.